Welcome back everyone. In this video, we'll start with the basics, explaining what group by does and why it's so important in database querying. From there, I'll walk you through practical examples demonstrating how group by can be used to summarize and aggregate data. So let's get started. In SQL, the group by clause is used in conjunction with aggregate functions like count, sum, average, max, etc. to group the result set by one or more columns. This is particularly useful when you want to perform calculations on subsets of data. Now, let's look at an example. Now we have a table with 4 columns: ID, name, subject, and marks. Now, if you want to find the average marks of the students obtained subject-wise, the output should be as follows: the subjects and their average marks. Let's look at how we can use group by to aggregate the data and get the desired output. So here's the example of the table student scores with the following columns: student ID, student name, subject, and score. Now, if you want to find the average scores of the students subject-wise, how can we do it? So let's first remove star and write subject, because we want the subject column to be one column that should be in the output, comma, the average function, and you want to find the average of score, so we will write score. We'll give a name for the column as average score. Let's write it down below from student scores, and then we'll use group by subject because you want to find it subject wise. Now if we run it, now you can see that we are getting the average scores of the students that is grouped subject wise. Now, if you want to find the total marks obtained in each subject, just replace the average by sum and let's change the name to total score. Now, if we run it, I can see that the total marks obtained by the students in maths is 270 and the total marks obtained by students in science is 155. Now, if you want to check how many students were present for each of the subject, what we can do is just replace the sum by count, and this time let's count the student ID. And let's give it a name as number of students. Now if you run it, you will see that there were 3 students who gave the maths test and there were 2 students who gave the science test. Now, if you want to find the max and minimum score subject wise, so instead of count, write min score as minimum score, comma, max score as max score. And now if you run it, now you can see that the minimum score obtained in maths is 85 and the maximum score is 95. Similarly, in science, the minimum score is 75 and the maximum score is 80. So that's all for this video. In conclusion, we have covered the fundamental concepts and practical applications of the group by clause in SQL. By now, you should have a solid understanding of how group by works and can be used to group and aggregate data, enabling you to perform insightful analysis and derive valuable insights from your databases. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more tutorials on SQL and database management.